Good morning and welcome to another video. I hope you're well. I think I must be a bit crazy coming out today. As you can probably hear, it is blowing an absolute gale. We have 40-mile-an-hour winds today. It's just pretty much constantly blowing. But I'm down a small river, as you can see. This is the River Stour. It's a tributary of the Avon. And as you can probably see, it's a beautiful colour. I checked the height gauge last night and this morning. And I just thought, I've got to go. We need to find somewhere where we can get out of the wind, because as I say, it is hacking. It's hacking. Now, obviously, with that bank in front of us there, the wind is coming from that sort of direction over there. We're going to be a bit sheltered in here, so I thought perhaps we come here, have a rove of a few swims, and we can perhaps do the other side of the bridge as well. We can perhaps go downstream. We could fish there. It's left bank fishing, so we'll have the wind coming off our back. So we could probably hunker down there as well. But we'll just have a little go, I think. Now, clearly with this much wind, it's going to be ledgering. I've got my 12-foot Dower power mesh with me, £1.25 test curve rod, GSBR LT 3000 reel. I'll stick all the information on this stuff down there. I've got my standard running ledger rig on here. I'll decorate you to a video up there, of how I tie this up. It's nice and adjustable. When you're fishing different swims, you might want a long hook link in one and a shorter one in another, so it's nice and adjustable. Got some Preston plug-it feeders to use here with various weights depending on the swim, depending on the flow. Got some mash bread, some bread and some worms. Hoping we'll catch some chub. Love to catch a nice roach, love to catch a nice perch. So those really are the plans for today. I think we'll probably catch some chub, but what else we catch, who knows. Now, you may well recognise this particular swim and this particular stretch. Came down here, did some trotting, I don't know, about 6 or 8 weeks ago, when we did okay in here. So hopefully we can do okay again today. Have a few chub out. We'll perhaps go a bit further up as well. Should be a little bit more sheltered there. God, this is going to be fun. I've just chucked a little bit of mashed bread in here just to get us started, get us kick-started. We'll, as I say, we'll put these Preston plug-it feeders on, just filled with mashed bread. We'll fish either worms or bread on the hook. See how we get on. I'm sure you can hear this wind. Apologies if it's very annoying on there. I'll do what I can. It's absolutely blowing a hoolie, whatever a hoolie is. We'll possibly be a bit sheltered a bit further upstream, but I think this swim's probably good for a bite, so we'll put up with it in here. When we were trotting, we had a cut the chub out from this bit of slack down here. There's a bit of fast water on the far side. Bit of a slack on the inside here. So as I say, we'll put up with the wind for now. Could probably drop that down, can't we? Get the tip down a bit further. Oh dear. Must be crazy. Broken up from work now as well, so I was keen to make the most of it today. Alright, there we go. We've had a pluck already, look. That's a good sign. Blimey. Only been in a few seconds. Now this top half of the river I know reasonably well, but lower down I very rarely fish there, so it'll be a bit sucket and see down there. But there's certainly some fish in here, and they're certainly having a munch. Alright, there we go. Didn't take long, did it? Wow, blimey. A little bit of knowledge. Stood us in good stead there. I don't think it's the biggest chub in the world, but he's certainly putting up a scrap. I'll certainly settle for that on a windy day. Wonderful. Look at that. How long we've been fishing? About 3 minutes, if that. Cracking. Well, how about that? No monster at all, but That's wonderful in these conditions. Absolutely wonderful. That's cracking. Fantastic. Right. As I say, that was probably 3 minutes. So we'll get him in that net down there so he doesn't scare all his mates. And hopefully he can have his big brother. I'm amazed. That was fantastic. So quick. And that was on bread. Started off on bread. I do hope you can hear what's going on. It's ridiculously windy. I do seem to like in here that just sitting in this crease here. It's a nice crease along here. It's a lovely positive bite as well, wasn't it? I mentioned to my wife before I came out, I said, I'm going fishing. She said, are you mad? It feels like the house is going to blow down. I said, yeah, but the river's in great condition. Clearly it is. Came up actually overnight, this river. Bit of fresh water's gone in and it's so mild at the moment. I mean, I'm relatively wrapped up, but it's, according to my car, it's 13 degrees at the moment, which is crazy for the week before Christmas. All right, tap, tap. Well, we certainly dropped on some fish here. Bit of knowledge has done us good. Putting up with sitting in the wind has done us good. I do often find though, a bit of slack water next to a bit of fast water, it can be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, this is very tappy, rattly little bites. I think this is probably little fish. Tips just gently vibrating. Just to give you an idea about this river, it's often sort of green colour. That's its sort of default colour, is sort of green, sort of pale green. Obviously, like most rivers, when it gets some water in it and colours up, it goes brown, and it's just dropping off. I don't know if it'll come over on there, but it's just halfway sort of between green and brown. There's about that much visibility in the water. Absolutely perfect. It's not too clear, whereby the fish will be a bit cautious and a bit concerned about predation, but it's clear enough that it doesn't bother them to be out and about and be feeding. I think I'm going to slowly creep down the swim with the feeder. So last time I fished here on float, it was this was a big back eddy in here, but I think it must be a little bit higher today because it's not a back eddy, but it is just pushing nicely across here. What you want to avoid in these swims generally is the boily water. It's just a nice, steadily paced bit of water. Blimey. Just got about another metre downstream, something like that. Because obviously the bait's being washed out of the feeder and washing off downstream just slowly. Just worth slowly inching our way downstream. We'll give it 10 minutes or so here, I think, and then we'll go a little bit further downstream. There's a bit of cover there. It's a tree. Worth dropping a bait in there. And just a bit of a pool in here. Sort of faster water upstream, a bit of cover, and then it shallows up again. I've not gone to the Avon today because it's high and brown again. Really do want to get down there. want to get after some perch in a stretch near home, but it's just been so high and brown and in the fields lately. Right, I'm not going to hang about. Plenty of swims to go at. We're going to get their heads blown off on most of them. But we've got plenty to go at, so we'll get this fella back. I think we're moving far enough away that he's not going to spook the fish that we're fishing for. We'll get him back in amongst all the branches that have collected in the land in it, and we're going to have a little move just along here. That's a cracking start. So I swim here where I've had a few fish out in the past, trotting. I don't think I've ever measured it. This will be a first. Get untangled. There we go. Flows all on the inside here. Half a tree goes past. So I'm going to fish just under my feet, really. Certainly not what you'd call a slack. Flows along here. But I don't know, it's just looks nice under this tree next to me. Flick a bait right in the edge, and I mean right in the edge, like a foot off the bank. If there's any chub about, I think it's more of a chubby swim than anything else. That last one, I really did think there'd be a nice roach or perch sat in that slack, or even a chub, but yeah, nothing doing at all. Right, let's drop this down here. See if that does anything. Surprised we've not had more bites, considering how we started off. Had a bite in about 3 minutes. We've had one proper bite in that last swim, and that's been it. Strangely. Alright, got the taps there. Go on. Definitely getting a few taps. Come on. For a proper bite. Blimey. There we go. Oh, blimey. I was just playing with that, I think. I was just letting that bite develop. Well, we're into another one. Fantastic. Feels a reasonable fish as well. Oh, isn't that huge? Certainly rather catch him than not. Got him. Fantastic. Well, that's a good start. I've only been in here 5 minutes. Seems to be the order of the day. If we're going to get a bite, we get one pretty quick. Well, there we are. Fantastic. Can't beat it. Winter chub. Wonderful. Right. Again, that was very quick. Second cast. Certainly within 5 minutes of casting in. Let's see if we can get another one. Fishing just down there, just under this tree that you can see there. Just really, really close into the edge. Again, I've got this close face feeder on because it's mash spread. It's not as stiff as I'd like it. So I've got it in this block end feeder, so it comes out a bit slower. Well, that did the trick. Just seem today, if we're on fish, then as I say, we get a bite pretty quickly, don't we? Just tells me we're going to just cover as much water as we can, really. I was just umming and ahhing as to what to do, to be honest. As it had been pretty slow, just thinking, should we knock on the head, perhaps come back tomorrow and it's slightly less windy, or I was just trying to decide what to do, really. But yeah, it does seem, if the fish are there, they're having it, so let's find them. We'll have another go here for a bit. Give it another 10 minutes. That was a lovely fish. No monster, but certainly a cracking fish. Beautiful condition. Well, perhaps another 5 or 10 minutes down here, see if we get any more interest. And then we'll see about a move. No, nothing doing. Time for a move. Right, we'll get this fella back. There you go, chap. Gone. Back into the murky water. Right. We're getting, try a few more swims, I think. What I've done is I've had a wander down a stretch. We're on the left bank now. So, obviously river's going the other way. I'm just going to give it 10 minutes in half a dozen swims perhaps. I've baited a few up on the way down here. Walked down the stretch and we'll work our way back. This stretch gets match fished a lot and it's a permanent peg, so I presume it sees some bait. So we'll have a go. Never fished down here before, so we'll find out what it's like. Just a bit of a slacker area in the middle there. Current sort of getting thrown over across the other side, over towards those trees. Well, there's some depth in there. This is where this stretch starts to get deep. Well, this area river, so upstream is much shallower. Now we've come further downstream, it's much, much deeper. As we found though, we'll soon know if there's anything about. Bit of a bigger pool this, as you can see in here, so possibly take a bit longer to get a bite in here. So probably would have been better if we'd have baited this and come back, but the current's a little bit all over the place. I'm not sure quite where the bait would have been going if we'd have thrown it in. We'll give it 10 minutes, hope the pull of the feeder, the mash bread coming out the feeder will do the trick. No, nothing doing there. I think that's the sort of swim really you've got to work at. Get some bait in, get some bait down, pull the fish into one area. So I think this is going to be the penultimate swim. Doing well then, very well done. It's half of the stretch, or this part of the stretch, because this stretches in two halves as well, but I wasn't going to venture down the bottom half because it's going to be far too windy down there. It's going to be a facer as you cross the river again. But well, hopefully we can winkle another chub out. Or as I say, nice roach or something. Like me, bit of depth in there. Well, hopefully something will happen before we have to go. We've got about half an hour left, tops, really, before I need to go. It's been very enjoyable. Nice to have a little bit of a rove around this bit as well. I don't come here too often, purely because, well, a few reasons really. Firstly, it gets match fish quite a lot. The second, the main reason, is this stretch is, for some reason, gets dog walked a lot, and how can we put it, they don't clear up after their dogs, a lot of them, put it that way. So it's not my favourite stretch, I have to say, but I thought we'd give it a bit of a go today, as we were quite limited where we could fish. So we're getting knocks in here as well. Certainly getting plenty of knocks. Getting lots and lots of knocks in all these swims. I'm sure if we were fishing single maggot and a size 18 hook and perhaps a maggot feeder, we'd be catching loads of gudgeon and little roach and chublets and stuff. Oh, we got something. What's this? Oh, nice roach by the looks of it. That's a roach, and that's great. It is a roach. Look at that. God, that's a roach. Oh, well, it's not a monster, but it's a lovely roach. Well, as I say, no monster at all, but beautiful small river roach. Wonderful. Well, if there's a few of those down there, that would be cracking. It was sort of gave me quite a small fish bite, but it was also quite slow as well. Well, that is cracking. I'd like to have his big brother. Alright, here we go. There we go. Blimey, there's a fish in this swim. If this is a roach, it's a good one. I don't think it can be. I think this must be a chub. Putting up a fantastic scrap. Blimey. Yeah, it's a chub. There's a proper one as well. Wow. That's cracking. That's a proper chub. Wonderful. Got it. Well, that's fantastic. Well, how's about that? Wonderful. Fantastic. That's absolutely cracking. Oh, this swim is coming up trumps, isn't it? Have to remember this one. It's just a case of kissing enough frogs till you find a prince. Well, as I'm sure you can see, we're not even in a proper swim here. I'm literally just perched on the edge of the bank. Just look nice between that bush there and that bit of cover there. Just look lovely. Buzzard. Just a nice depth as well. It's not too shallow, like some of the swims have been, and it's not ridiculously deep like that first one we went in. Seemed to be really, really deep. Goldilocks swim. Right, out you go. Donk. Right, let's see if we can have another one. That's cracking. Absolutely wonderful. Bring that tip round a bit. Bites will be a bit more of a pull round. No, that's it. Time to go. I have got to go. That's been thoroughly enjoyable. Really enjoyed that. It's been nice to have a little explore of this stretch. This sort of downstream stretch we've done. So we'll get these fellas back. That's a cracking chub, that is. Lovely roach as well. Just been resting up down there. I'll get them back. If we can. There they go. Fantastic. Yeah, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Really, really enjoyed that. So as I say, I've got to go now. Time to make tracks, but that's been very enjoyable. We've been fighting the wind and all the debris coming down the river, but it did look in good nick, and so it's proven to be. We've had 3 chub out and that roach. It's not been easy, but conditions have been against us, aside from the colour of the river, but yeah, it's been very, very enjoyable, I have to say. Now, I may well get out again tomorrow. It's going to be a bit less windy tomorrow. We may try a different stretch of this river, or perhaps another river. But I think it's going to be a few days before we can get to the Avon. But hopefully we'll get out there over the Christmas period. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your fantastic support, and I'll see you all again very soon.